Hi, I'm Kelly and I'm a counsellor, and I've spent more nights than I care to admit replaying conversations in my head. Has that ever happened to you? You know, the meeting where you said too much or not enough, the text that you regret sending, that moment that you stood up for yourself and then spiraled, wondering if it was you that was at fault. It's that mental loop. Why did I say that? What did they mean? Should I have worded it differently? Did I go too far? If that sounds like you're not broken, you're just human, but you're also probably a bit exhausted. So today I'm going to talk about why you replay conversations in your head and what you can start doing instead. So let's start with the psychology. Replaying conversations is a form of mental check-in. It's what we do when we don't feel emotionally safe. When we've been trained to be hyper-aware of how we're perceived, especially by people who have power over us. And for many women, that behaviour starts early because we're praised for being good girls, for getting it right, for being nice. We're punished and sometimes rejected when we're too blunt, too emotional and too opinionated. So we'll learn that if we can just rehearse and edit every interaction, then I'll stay safe, I'll stay liked, and I won't be misunderstood. It's not overthinking, it's over surviving. Now, if you've ever been bullied, harassed or cancelled for speaking up, particularly about something controversial, well, these things that shouldn't be controversial, like women's rights or trans ideology, the habit of replaying conversations just goes into overdrive, because suddenly it's not just, did I phrase that wrong? It's, did I ruin my life? Am I unsafe? Will I be attacked again? And when you've experienced social punishment for telling the truth, your brain starts running post-event analysis constantly, trying to work out where you went wrong. But here's the reality. You probably didn't go wrong. You probably just told the truth. And it's the world around you that just couldn't handle it. And yet you're the one left doing the mental gymnastics. That's the legacy of trauma. It makes us doubt ourselves even when we're right. There's 3 big reasons we stay stuck in the loop. It's the fear of rejection. If I upset them, they'll leave or they'll turn on me. The fear of being misunderstood. They'll think I'm cruel when I'm just honest. The fear of being unsafe. If I say the wrong thing, they'll retaliate. When women have been labelled too much, problematic or difficult, we start managing other people's reactions before we even speak. And then after we've spoken as well. And it's exhausting and it's completely understandable. But it's not really helping you heal. So how do we stop replaying the conversations in our heads? Let's be real. You might not be able to flick a switch and shut it off, but you can shift how you relate to it. And this is how you do it. So you start noticing when it happens without judgment. Oh, I'm doing this again. Not why am I like this, but my nervous system is trying to protect me. Then you name the fear. Ask, what I'm afraid of. Name the fear. Ask, what am I afraid happened in that conversation? That I was too much? That they're angry? That I'm unsafe? Name it and bring it into the light. Then reality check the story. Was I kind? Was I honest? Was I clear? If the answer was yes, then remind yourself, I am allowed to speak the truth even if others don't like it. Set a time limit. Give yourself permission to reflect, but put a boundary around it. I'll let myself think this through for 10 minutes and then I'll come back to the present. Practice speaking without apologising. Start noticing how you edit yourself to avoid discomfort and try letting one sentence go unedited. It might feel terrifying, but it's also how you reclaim your peace. We're always saying sorry all the time, aren't we, as women? Claiming your right to take up space, because here's the important thing. You're allowed to speak and not explain. You're allowed to disagree and not spiral. And you're allowed to tell the truth and not relive it for days. But women have been socially trained to anticipate backlash. And many of us have lived through it, especially if we're spoken out about things like gender identity, male violence, or women's rights. But the answer isn't to shrink, it's to strengthen your self-trust. So if you're stuck in your head replaying that conversation, take a breath. You're not crazy, you're not weak, you're not failing. You're a woman who's learning how to stop living in survival mode and start living in truth. And that's hard. And it's brave. And you're doing it. If you need some support on that journey, you can find me at kellyoliverdougall.co.uk. But until next time, speak clearly, rest deeply, and remember, not every conversation needs a second draft. You said what needed to be said.